What's happening, Manhwa champions? Don't forget to leave your feedback and smash that like button. Now let's dive into this epic tale. Mok Sword Manor, outside the protagonist's chamber. The early morning air is crisp as Jeong and Go-chan step out of the residence. The manor is still, yet tension lingers between them as they walk through the grand estate. So you're telling me, Jeong begins, holding up a piece of paper as he walks ahead, that the real Mok Gyeongwoon and Guard Calm plan to set me up as a stand-in, just to provoke the firstborn son, Mok Gyeongho, into making a move? Chan, trembling behind him, stutters, Yes. Jeong studies the paper in his hand, his blue eyes scanning the information written on it. This is the best plan they could come up with, he mutters, unimpressed. The image on the paper finally reveals itself. Mok Gyeongho, the firstborn son. Mok Gyeongho, 20 years old, birthmark on his left cheek, loves drinking and womanizing to the point that he visits the tavern every other day. The least capable of the four siblings, greedy and cruel. Jeong's eyes shift downward to the next image on the page. Mok Gyeongpeng, 18 years old, sharp eyes resembling his mother. Clever and cunning. Who knows what he might do to seize power? So the plan was to bring these two together and have me, the stand-in, provoke the second son into killing me first. As he speaks, the scene visually unfolds. Jeong stands before Mok Gyeongpeng, a sword cutting through his chest. Behind him, Mok Gyeongho grips his own blade, eyes locked onto the second son, ready to strike him down the moment he drops his guard. And once Mok Gyeongpeng becomes sloppy after killing the fake, Jeong continues, the firstborn would backstab him, and they'd end up killing each other. This scenario is illustrated with an image of a bird trapped in a clam's beak, unable to move, symbolizing a win-by-default strategy. Jeong scoffs, his lips curling into a smirk. This way, no matter who wins, the result would be the same, brothers fighting to the death. Another scene unfolds in his mind. One brother stands victorious over the other's lifeless body. In the background, Mok Gyeongwoon emerges, unscathed and grinning slightly. Then Mok Gyeongwoon would simply appear perfectly fine and easily take control of the manor. Jeong tears the paper in his hand as realization dawns on him. He used his brain, I'll give him that, but a variable appeared. His mind flashes back to the moment. Crack! Mok Gyeongwoon's neck snapping in his grasp. That variable was me killing him first. Jeong walks up the steps, finishing his explanation. As he reaches the top, he tears the rest of the paper into shreds. But young master, why are you trying to go to the Manor Master? Chan exclaims, barely keeping up. Jeong pauses, looking over his shoulder, eyes sharp. From what I heard, the life and death of the Manor Master is directly connected to my life. That's why I'm visiting. He tosses the torn paper into the wind. But if Guard Cam finds out you're moving, Chan starts to protest. Jeong smirks, his expression amused. You'll keep it a secret from him. He strides forward confidently, leaving Chan standing frozen, face pale with worry. Damn it, Chan yells in frustration, knowing he's already been roped into something far bigger than himself. Mok Sword Manor, main hall. Lady Seok stands at the entrance of the manor's main hall, her sharp eyes fixed on the figure approaching from the distance. As the man draws closer, his features become clear. Shaman Myo Shin. The shaman, clad in flowing robes, steps into the courtyard. So, can I see the Manor Master now? He asks, his voice smooth yet laced with intrigue. Lady Seok regards him with a side eye, fan resting lightly against her lips. I've heard that Shaman Mayo is miraculous. I will trust you once. Standing amidst the tranquil courtyard, the two exchange an unspoken understanding. The shaman bows his head slightly. Thank you. The longer this mysterious illness lingers, the weaker his state will become. Now please ask everyone within 30 paces of the main building to leave. Otherwise it will bring bad luck. Lady Seok smirks. I have already taken those steps. Other than the guards protecting the entrance, everyone else has left. The shaman nods but then glances at her once more. You as well, my lady. You must also take your leave. Lady Seok narrows her eyes as he passes by. You haven't forgotten what I asked for, have you? The shaman lets out a soft chuckle. Fufu, of course not. He continues forward, his voice carrying one last whisper. The Manor Master's seal and the secret manual. Lady Seok's lips curl as she watches him go. If you find those, I will give you 300 silver coins immediately. The shaman halts momentarily, glancing back at her with a knowing smile. Thank you. Turning to the assembled guards in the courtyard, Lady Seok raises her fan. All of you, leave until I say otherwise. Yes, ma'am, the guards respond in unison, stepping back. As Lady Seok and her servants exit through the palace gates, she catches sight of a young man training in the manor's grand training hall. Her expression immediately hardens. Mok Gyeongwoon, the fourth son of the manor, sweat dripping down his bare torso as he practices relentlessly, his stance unwavering. Lady Seok clenches her jaw, disgust flashing in her eyes. Even if I could understand fooling around with a geisha, giving the Manor Master position to that lowly blood is something I cannot forgive. Turning away sharply, she storms off with her servants, disappearing through the halls of the manor. On the other side of the wall, Jeong and Go-chan walk calmly through the manor grounds. They unknowingly pass by Lady Seok's group, yet Jeong pauses. His sharp instincts flare. Someone's here, he mutters. His eyes shift toward the training grounds where the fourth son practices. Go-chan follows his gaze. Ah, that's the fourth son. He's training in martial arts. Jeong crosses his arms, analyzing the young warrior. So that's Mok Gyeongwoon. Go-chan nods. Mok Gyeongwoon has outstanding martial prowess, but he isn't lazy with his efforts. He has a character that closely resembles the Manor Master, thus he receives the most favor. Jeong tilts his head. But is that a proper method to learn martial arts? Chan follows his gaze. He's using horse stance to improve his lower body strength. All martial arts originate from one's lower body. He pats his own legs, emphasizing the training's importance. I see, Jeong muses before shifting his attention back to Chan. His next words send a chill down Chan's spine. Guard Go-chan, Jeong starts, his voice calm yet edged with something far darker. If I learn martial arts, can I kill Guard Cam? Go-chan freezes. Sweat immediately begins to bead down his face. Did you not hear me? Jeong asks again, this time throwing Chan a sharp side glance. I asked whether I could kill Calm if I learned martial arts. Chan stands stunned, his thoughts racing. Did this bastard figure out we were planning to abandon him? He grits his teeth, panic setting in. I knew he was clever, but this... His voice is tight as he finally responds. Young master, the basics of martial arts can be considered internal training. Jeong's brow furrows. Internal training? Yes, Chan continues, trying to regain his composure. Internal training meaning breathing. A new visual emerges. A martial artist in deep meditation, golden energy swirling within his core. In other words, it means using Tugu Naksen to purify nature's energy internally and gather chi. The energy gathers into two distinct points, one in the lower abdomen, the other in the chest. Once you accumulate energy, your strength increases exponentially. Jeong watches, absorbing every word. However, Chan warns, energy is not something you can just gather in a day. A shadowed figure appears, Guard Cam, effortlessly demonstrating a flawless martial technique. Even if you learn martial arts, Chan explains, it will still be difficult to defeat a first-class martial artist like Cam, at least for now. Jeong's eyes flicker as he listens. He has 30 more years of energy than you, and of course his technique is excellent too. A tense silence follows. Jeong listens to Go-chan's explanation, tapping his finger against his lips thoughtfully. So, it'll be difficult to achieve in a short period of time. Behind him, Go-chan stiffens. Yes, he replies quickly, but inside his thoughts churn smugly. No, You probably won't be able to achieve it in your entire lifetime. Go-chan suppresses a grin. Internal training requires time. You have to start at 5 to 9 years old to train your inner chi. If you don't, impure energy accumulates, making it almost impossible to cultivate. In other words, Jeong will never be able to gather inner chi. He stares at Jeong's back, smirking internally. Got it? Try your best. Even if you do, you'll just be a frog in a well. Just as Go-chan is about to relish his silent victory, Jeong suddenly turns. Before Chan can react, Jeong grabs his face, pulling his eyelids down harshly. Your eyes sure do look greedy. It makes me want to poke them out, Jeong muses darkly. Go-chan stiffens, heart pounding. Then Jeong suddenly releases him, his expression shifting to something almost gentle. Go-chan, become my person. Go-chan freezes. Sweat beads down his forehead as Jeong's unsettling yet oddly sincere smile lingers. With a gulp, Go-chan bows his head. Yes. Jeong turns away, his gaze drifting back toward the training yard. His expression remains calm, yet his mind is churning. So, killing Cam will be impossible? He strokes his chin, deep in thought. Cam doesn't trust me, so bringing him to my side would be hard. Behind him, Go-chan trembles, gripping his hands together, trying to suppress his nerves. Anyway, it'll be best if we leave now, Chan blurts out suddenly. Jeong arches a brow. Why? Chan swallows. The youngest master really dislikes the real young master. Jeong's curiosity piques. Did something happen? Chan hesitates but finally speaks. 2 years ago, the real Mok Gyeongwoon insulted the youngest master's mother, calling her a vulgar peach. Back then, he was beaten within an inch of his life. Jeong leans back slightly. Poof. Then he bursts into laughter. The youngest is quite good-natured then, he chuckles. He still kept Mok Gyeongwoon's limbs intact, right? Go-chan pales. Pardon? Jeong waves him off. All right, let's get going. As they turn away, the fourth young master remains in the training yard, steadfast in his practice. Sweat glistens down his brow, his stance unshaken. Main hall, Manor Master's room. Dark clouds loom over the main hall. Inside, the vast space is dimly lit by flickering lanterns. The atmosphere is thick, almost oppressive. The room is filled with coins on red strings, suspended in the air, connecting to the ailing Manor Master's wrists and ankles. Shaman Myo Shin stands before the frail figure of Manor Master Mok Indun, holding a single red string between his fingers. He squints, observing the Manor Master's body closely. Purple veins, dark and ominous, spread from the old man's heart, stretching through his limbs. The shaman's eyes narrow. I thought this was just an addiction, but there's an unbelievable murderous energy within him. His mind races. A normal person would have been devoured by this already. He glances at the Manor Master's trembling body. To endure this for so long, he truly is a martial artist. But his lips tighten. It's been too long. The possibility of survival is around 50%. With a deep breath, he reaches into his red box, retrieving an aged talisman along with a brush dipped in red ink. Well, I just need to do what I was paid for. I don't care whether he lives or dies. His brush glides across the yellow paper as he begins to chant, Indra's scepter, homage to the 8 heavenly kings. His voice echoes eerily in the dimly lit hall. Imitate evil ghosts, aspirations towards the Buddha. The shaman's hand moves swiftly, inscribing an ancient symbol. Do not inhale on non-auspicious days. The final stroke completes the talisman. Whoosh! The talisman flies through the air. Slapping onto the Manor Master's chest, a sudden burst of golden light erupts from his body, illuminating the entire room. The shaman's eyes widen slightly. This illness, he mutters, the illness of the manor. He crosses his fingers into a secret mudra, forming a sacred symbol. The Manor Master growls in pain. The red strings and coins above him twist and intertwine, swirling ominously as the shaman continues his incantation. Another mudra is formed. Powerful great general who protects the Dharma, awe-inspiring manifestation of the transformed golden body. The entire room shakes as the golden light intensifies. The shaman continues his incantations, his hands forming intricate mudras, symbols shifting fluidly between his fingers. Buddha's gold and pure body, protector of the Dharma, water, crystal, copper, and iron shackles and chains, 4 water demon kings under the mount, various high lords, heavenly codes, Buddha's teachings, the iron fortress. His voice grows louder, more desperate. Purple lightning crackles through the air, swirling violently around the frail body of the Manor Master. The shaman's eyes narrow in alarm. Damn it! His murderous energy is too strong. His breathing grows ragged as he presses his palms together in a final attempt to suppress the violent force. Enlightenment, he roars, his hands locking in a final mudra. Buddha has appeared, Dharma's protection, true Buddha's ceremony. At that moment, the Manor Master's eyes snap open, blood red, his jaw clenches, teeth grinding as he writhes under the restraints. The air around him distorts as the sheer force of his energy thrashes against the room. Swiftness of the Dharma fairy, the shaman cries out, his voice shaking. Suddenly, a creak cuts through the air. The room trembles as the door opens. One of the red strings snap. The shaman's eyes widen. Did someone come in? Sweat drips from his brow as he whips his head around. Is it the madam? He thinks. No. Before he can react, a massive burst of purple energy erupts from the Manor Master's body. The explosion of energy tears through the chamber, sending furniture, scrolls, and talismans flying. The shaman is flung backwards. Slam! He crashes at the feet of the intruder. His vision is blurry, his limbs weak. Through his haze, he looks up. A boy stands over him, his eyes cold, his expression amused. Behind him, another figure steps inside. Go-chan, his face frozen in shock. Huh? What is all this? Chan stammers, his voice rising in pure bewilderment. His gaze darts across the room. Red strings swaying in the air, the talisman still glowing against the Manor Master's chest. The remnants of the shaman's ritual now a chaotic mess. Chan's eyes widen as he sees the frail, writhing body of the Manor Master. Manor Master? He exclaims. The shaman, still sprawled on the ground, stares up in pure fear. Woohoo! He stammers, his voice trembling. Jeong steps forward. His eyes scan the dying man before him, his lips curling into a smirk. A H-dash, he murmurs. So that's the Manor Master. Jeong casually clenches his fist before striking it into his open palm. Hello, father. The room falls deathly silent. The strings continue to sway as the golden light flickers erratically, a scene of pure chaos frozen in time. The shaman watches in complete stupefaction as Jeong steps closer to the Manor Master's trembling form. Go-chan slowly approaches the bed, his face pale. Jeong looms over the Manor Master, a smile playing at his lips. Then tilting his head slightly, he speaks. I give you my greetings. Jeong just revealed his darkest secret, but what happens next will shock you. Find out in the next episode. But before you go, don't forget to tap like if you enjoyed the episode, subscribe for more epic recaps, turn on notifications so you never miss a chapter. And with that being said, Manhwa Champions, we're going to bring this video to an end. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will catch you all later. Peace.